Your overhand, your first turn, you go from overhand to underhand, but now you're facing 1/3. Then you go from underhand to overhand, and now you're going to turn another third. So now we're halfway through. We've done 3 turns. We're back to where we started, but now we're in underhand rather than overhand. We do the same turns again. You go 1, now you're at overhand. And then you go 2, now you're in underhand. And now you go 3, and now you're in overhand. The footwork is the same basically. It's just you're not opening fully. You cheat the turn. But you're not really cheating the turn. You're doing a different turn altogether. So somebody who is a tech geek would say, those aren't clean lines. Sure. Yeah, you could say that's not a clean line because it isn't a line. It's 2 lines forming an angle. This is a line. The 180 is a line. What I'm doing is 2 lines. So you're doing this here, then you're doing this here, and then you're doing this here. So it's 120 degrees rather than 180. 180 is a full line. 120 is 2 lines. The byproduct of that, the reason I mentioned you start out in overhand but you end in underhand, is that the byproduct of that is somebody who has a propensity to do clean lines may always be overhand in their east orientation. What I'm doing has me change up whether I'm in overhand or underhand on my east because you're being sloppy. So from one perspective, it's a sloppy line. From another perspective, it's an advanced technique because what you're learning to do is control how far you're actually turning in your triquetra turn rather than your 180 turns. Bum, 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 right? If I'm just a little bit softer in the motion, where I'm not doing such a sharpness. So that to me just feels easier. It's like it's less effort because I'm not turning all the way. I'm just going most of the way, most of the way, most of the way. Now, what's actually happening from a technique perspective is you're using plane bending because you're not doing a clean line. And one could sit there and practice bending the plane where you go from here to here. However, you can soften and allow it to be sloppy and fall sooner than it would. And then this is where the poi becomes the leader and you become the follower. Yes, you did direct the poi there, and you're also letting the poi direct you there. This is a part of the philology. It's the space between you and the prop where who is leading becomes questionable. I don't feel like I'm leading anymore because as I'm doing this motion and I come through, I allow the poi. There's an allowing to allow it come up in that sloppy line or advanced angle. Same thing coming over. It's much easier, I think, over the top to allow it to come down in a sloppy angle. I think it's a little bit harder coming under the bottom because you have to generate force at the bottom of the turn to get it to go there.